What's up, ladies and gents? This is KSigKid coming at you with another Destiny video. Today, we're going to talk about the King's Fall. Yes, yet again, we do have Iron Banner coming out tomorrow, but we also have King's Fall. So, while people who are PvP players might be deciding whether or not they're going to go into the Iron Banner, that's mayhem, PvE players are going to have a similar type of decision in do they want to run King's Fall, because I know some of you really enjoy this raid, some of you do not. What I want to do is just go through this raid just like we did with the Vault of Glass and kind of give you some of my recommended weapon loadouts, and then you can hopefully go into the raid and succeed and get some loot. So we're going to lump up the first two areas. The first opening gate area is not a Nightfall type area where you can die, you can respawn, it's really not going to matter what weapons you take in. But for the Totem phase, we are going to have a specific loadout, and that's going to include a sniper rifle. Now you could start off with a scout rifle in your primary slot, or a really nice hand cannon like maybe your Fatebringer. I also like to have my Quillam's Terminus. I think that works out extremely well for whenever you get up to the middle and have to fight the witches. But we want a sniper rifle for sure, because right here we have to deal with the knights, and being able to one-shot the knights is so nice. So the 1000-yard stare impact class or better, I just have on the Black Spindle because we're going to be using Black Spindle a whole lot. And like I said, Quillam's Terminus because it absolutely shreds the witch. Because they've got the solar shield, then you're just absolutely taking them down. Really nice. So like I said, you could rock out a scout rifle or a hand cannon in this beginning stage. And if you've got Firefly, that's going to work out really well in your favor. Because a lot of the acolytes and a lot of the thralls like to bunch up together, and Firefly can help you put out some really nice damage on them. I know that the Totem phase is one of the early phases, but sometimes for some reason, you can get stuck on this phase of the battle for just a little bit. Why? I don't really know. There's nothing really crazy or tricky about this battle, but sometimes just people down on these totems end up getting overwhelmed by the enemies. So having something like Firefly can really help to even the odds out in your favor. Whenever you're finding all the enemies running around, get a nice little headshot, back them all off, stun them, while dealing out damage to them. That's going to work out pretty nice. Now it's interesting to remember that whenever King's Fall came out, we had a bit of a different type of meta, as far as a PvE type of meta. I know those words don't really go together, but this was definitely far more about snipers and machine guns and staying far away than it was rockets. Rockets were really the king in year 1. Whenever we got into year 2, because we lost the Gjallarhorn, we also lost the desire to go ahead and use rockets, and I feel like just because of that, these weapon loadouts are going to reflect that decision a whole lot. So for these opening areas, sniper rifle, yes, you need to have a sniper rifle. I'm rocking out my Black Spindle because we're going to be using Black Spindle in just a moment anyway, so why not get used to its handling, its rate of fire, all of that good stuff. Moving on to the War Priest, here it is, Black Spindle. This is going to be your key. Now I know there are plenty of you in the comment section below right now that are typing up, I use Sleeper Simulant and a legendary sniper rifle that deals out more damage. And I'm not really going to disagree. I won't really disagree there. What I will say though is, if you hit your Sleeper Simulant shots as critical hits, you're going to deal out a ton of damage. But for me, missing one shot with the Sleeper or getting a body shot whenever you want to get a crit, that kind of lowers the effectiveness just a little bit. So you're really going to have to look in the mirror and ask yourself, am I guaranteed to get all of these critical hits or not? And if the answer is no, Black Spindle's probably going to be a safer option for you. Because yes, even if you hit a body shot, you're just a simple reload away, as opposed to with the Sleeper Simulant, you've got a charge time and a reload. With the Black Spindle, you could reload extremely quick with some sniper rifle gauntlets and the various King's Fall gauntlets that let you reload quicker in an aura. Now if you're the brand holder, we talked about having Firefly in the last phase, please take it off. If you've got that God-rolled hung jewelry right here and you're the brand holder, take it off. You don't accidentally want to kill 2 of these acolytes. You want to kill 1 at a time so you can really space out the damage and let your teammates do as much damage as humanly possible. Moving on to Golgoroth, there is really no debate here. It is all Black Spindle for damage. No Sleeper at all. Sleeper doesn't come into the discussion. It takes far too long to charge up its shots, and your window for dealing out damage to Gjallarhorn is much smaller than it is on the War Priest. So right here, it is all about Black Spindle. Now I know there are plenty of people that have wanted to try out things like the if materia or the super good advice, because you never really have to reload whenever you're shooting Gjallarhorn in the belly. Unfortunately, despite not having to reload, those weapons deal far less damage than the Black Spindle. The Black Spindle is absolutely where you want to go. You won't miss a crit. That body, that belly is huge. You won't miss a crit, and you'll deal out absolutely massive damage. Honestly, there is no better option than the Black Spindle right here. That's exactly what you want to do. That's why we've done so many Black Spindle guides so far, because it is such a key and clutch weapon for having throughout the King's Fall. It came out during King's Fall, and it's really going to be key throughout the Taken King raid. So that is Gjallarhorn, and moving on to the sisters or daughters, whatever you want to call them, we've got yet another questing exotic, and that's going to be the Touch of Malice. Absolutely everybody knows this, but Touch of Malice is king for dealing out damage here. Now I put on my legendary sniper rifle because that's something that you're going to want to have to deal with snipers that spawn up behind you whenever you're on the platforms. After that, all of your damage is going to come from the Touch of Malice. And again, Touch of Malice is a questing weapon, so you can go and get that on your own whenever you feel like. Now, if for some reason you don't have Touch of Malice, you could possibly get away with using your sniper rifle a little bit, though it is really tricky to hit with the sniper rifle because the sisters, the daughters, they like to put their hands up and block sniper shots, and that is going to lose your effectiveness. If you want to use a primary, maybe you might have some small success with no time to explain, or far better would be the Chaos Dogma. That could put out some really nice damage, not on par at all with the Touch of Malice, but Chaos Dogma could at least put in some work if for some reason you don't have a Touch of Malice. But Touch of Malice, of course, everybody knows this, and everybody brings their touch for this battle. Finally, for Orcs, we're going to swap things up yet again. We've got our Scout Rifle on, we've got our Legendary Sniper, and then we're moving on to the Sleeper Simulant. Now, I'm going to talk about this as far as the people that are on the platforms, because that's going to make up the majority of your team. Sleeper Simulant is great for the Ogres. So whenever the Ogres spawn out, you throw your grenade, you fire off a Sleeper, boom, they should be dead within 2 shots, because you're also going to be getting some help from the people up above. So Sleeper Simulant is going to be my key. I wish that we could rock out something else, but we can't, because I would like to have some type of other exotic or utility for some other avenues in the fight, but still, this one isn't going to be bad. We've got our Sniper Rifle, again of the 1000-yard stare impact class or better, to deal with the Knights, and then Sleeper Simulant for the Ogres, and of course, we've got the people up top. Now, we had people up top that were actually rocking out the Touch of Malice. It still puts in a lot of work, even though the Touch of Malice glitch and Titan Bubble glitching doesn't really work anymore. That can still be effective, or they could shoot with their sniper rifles, or their scout rifles, or their own sleeper. If you're the runner, then have a sword. Have the exotic sword, the Raise Lighter, please. And yes, you will lose out on ranged utility with your heavy weapon, but that's really not going to be a problem for the runner. The runner's main job will be to take down the brand holder as quick as humanly possible, so Raise Lighter is key. You could use the Dark Drinker if you absolutely wanted. Raise Lighter, Dark Drinker, that's a little bit of a preference, just which feels better for hitting enemies. Some people really like that forward momentum from the Raise Lighter, so that's why they pick that over the Dark Drinker. I would not at all, pick the Boltcaster or Young Wolf's Howl. Definitely not Young Wolf's Howl. I have no idea where Young Wolf's Howl might end up punning the brand holder. That would be a really bad thing. And after that, it's all about shooting Orcs. This part isn't bad. You've got all those people with sleepers. He's going to go down really quick. Those are my general loadouts. It seems like having a nice scout rifle for your primary option is going to work out for most every phase. Touch of Malice for the sisters, Black Spindle on the early stages, and Sleeper at the end. Anyway, guys and gals, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, smack that like button and subscribe to the channel. Check out these awesome videos. Good luck with your raids, your drops, your King's Fall, and I'll see you around in Destiny. #Take'em down. Please.